Greetings, everyone. It's first week in August. I guess it's August 8th today. Another day in a stream of days. Goes by very quickly, doesn't it? Today we're going to look at this plein air painting briefly. I used to live in Santa Rosa. And there were fields all around Santa Rosa, California. North of San Francisco, about an hour drive up Highway 101. And this is Santa Rosa, looking west, somewhere on the outskirts of town. And a painting I've always been proud of. It's 22 by 30 inches on a sheet of 140-pound watercolor paper. It's an oil painting, but I gesso paper. Gesso is a prime coat, and it protects the paper from the oils in the oil paint. Although my experience has also told me that paper is a strong substratum as well without the gesso. Although depending on how you use your oil paint, will depend on how it tends to stain the paper. The oils will get in, will start to discolor the white of the paper over time. Not necessarily though, depending on how you use your oil paint. Anyway, regardless, this is all about the joy of plein air painting. It takes a huge amount of energy to paint plein air, which I'm learning about now that I've gotten a bit older. I'm 67 now. And for various reasons, I just haven't been doing that much plein air painting lately. I think once it cools down a little bit, you'll see me out there in the fall along the river here where I live, painting. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the painting and the abstract nature of reality. Anyway, painting is always, Tony used to say, I transcend the subject, Antonio Salemi, the teacher I studied with. I transcend the subject. In other words, it isn't simply about the motif. It isn't simply about the subject matter. It's about the choices and the intelligence and the expression of the individual that went into making the artwork. This is the value of painting and of art, that one can express themselves and speak a language that is part of that is the medium, that is the art form. And here, it's simply being in relationship to the world and painting. Now you're doing it on the spot, man. You're moving with nature. You're in the middle of it. This was done in a 2 to 3 hour period back in the late 90s. And this is a jam. This is a jam. You're jamming to do something like this. Go ahead. Go stand out in the middle of a forest or a landscape or whatever, and then deal with reality moment to moment, and see what happens. I mean, I make my choice. I don't want to. I'm not trying to be a realist in the sense of like an Andrew Wyeth by any means. I'm definitely in the post-impressionist tradition, and that is a tradition of ecstatic joy and expression, okay? So here you go. You have the aesthetics of spontaneity. You can see every brushstroke. You can see the entire process is seen, and it's a balance of brush, of color, of subject matter being the world, eternal time and space, color, brush being archetypal realities, personality of the artist, being the mortal individual that I am, making choices in the moment to express the beauty that I see in the medium as I express it in relationship to the world. I don't know how I can put it any more succinctly. It's a dance. It's music, brush, color, rhythm, and relationship. And I've ranted enough for one painting. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. It's a brief look and a little bit of a talk on art. Plein air painting, Santa Rosa, California. I believe 1999. Have a great day. Thanks for looking.